This film is so fucking unserious yet dark, it made me cackle at one moment and be filled with disgust the next. As I was watching it, I become immersed in a gangster life, the dirty slums of Manila, picking up shabu, drowning myself in alcohol, eating roasted rats, living in a place surrounded with cockroaches. How gross and deranged it is, yet weirdly enough, it's entertaining. There's no other way to simply describe this feeling but in the Filipino language. Masasabi ko na lang, nakakagago mabuhay sa kahirapan. The critical attempts of this film to explore relevant social issues and unravel the depths of our rotten, decaying system is negated by how the film is handled, setting a wittingly foolish and carefree mood. It seems paradoxical, but it truly is effective in showing a reflection of our reality that most of us Filipinos treat the societal problems we face as if everything is a fucking joke. We are just clowns living in the chaotic circus named Mondo, Manila. Since Mondo films are typically called shockumentaries that depict sensational foreign cultures and tackle taboo topics, Director Kevin sees a bizarre world in the poor city of Manila, a mondo of its own. While most of the films about the poor might have romanticized poverty, I think Kevin deliberately did the opposite. He appallingly deglamorized it so that the audience shall fail to empathize with his poor, ignorant characters. I mean, mainstream media tend to portray the poor as people capable of dreaming for a better life. How they have to have some motivating force to get out from the shitty social class they belong in. And yet, in Kevin's characters, we, the audience, were urged to treat them as shameful subjects, as irresponsible agents incapable of change. Hence, we have this assumption that they were the sole reason they were poor in the first place, and remain just like that. However, Kevin's style sets a more playful narrative of the poor. It implies that despite the dirt and uncleanliness, living in the slums is not really bad at all. It is as colorful as it can be. Yes, this is why the film itself disturbs me to the core, yet I am not pertaining to this in terms of morality and ethics. I mean, the teenage characters are purely immoral fucktards. They were alcoholics, drug addicts, voyeurists, and there was even a person who had sex with a geese. What more should I add to? None. Because no matter how you try to understand their situation or whatever class analysis you do, it's nearly impossible to justify their actions and behaviors. It's all pure lawlessness. But everything is so surreal, especially from the perspective of a middle class watching the film. Like any other privileged intellectuals that Tony despised, I laugh at the absurdities and peculiarities in the film, yet in the end I realize that the film also mocks my intellectuality, as if it tells me that I knew nothing about them at all, that even Tony knows better of our society than me. Tony himself has long awakened from his own false consciousness, all while the film shook my beliefs and principles. It challenged the notion in my head of what a normal life is as prescribed by the dominant Western ideology. Is the ending good? Well, it offers an alternative truth that we refuse to believe. There's no fucking character redemption, just a fucked up system that we can hijack for our own benefit. On the other hand, with its mockery of Manila, as seen from the lens of the outsider West, Mondo Manila delivers a striking political statement. This is how the film started, and the way it ended implies some form of anarchic message saying, we refuse to be seen as victims in your eyes, as victims that need saving, so we don't need help from our oppressors.